Hi there, I am Aisha, an independent illustrator and graphic designer with 10 years of experience. Today, we'll dive into a topic that every creative freelancer will find very useful. The different archetypes of clients you will encounter in your career, and understanding their personalities can make a huge difference in how you manage your project. From the challenging micromanager to the enthusiastic cheerleader, I'll be breaking down the most common client archetypes and sharing tips on how to handle each of them. So whether you're just starting or you're a seasoned pro, stick with me because this video is packed with insights that will help you navigate your relationship with your client like a boss. As a special bonus at the end of this video and in all my future ones, I will be introducing you to a fellow creative and friend who's truly inspiring. These are talented individuals that you won't want to miss. So stay tuned for some amazing inspiration. Let's dive into the classification of client archetypes, from the most challenging to the most delightful, according to my own experience, of course. This way you'll be better prepared to handle any situation that comes your way. Maybe. So worst to best client archetypes. Number 10, the bargain hunter. Bargain hunters are always looking for discounts and they will be always questioning your rates. They can be good clients if, and a big if, and to me that's the problem. They understand the value of your services. So most of bargain hunters are usually people who have never dealt with creative services before. Tips on how to deal with bargain hunters. Be firm on your pricing and try to communicate as clearly as possible the values of your services, which shouldn't be that difficult. Let's be clear here, if the client really is short on budget, you might consider offering other packages that can accommodate different budgets. I'll let you be the judge of that. Last tip for the bargain hunter, simply highlight the quality and uniqueness of your work to justify your rates. You don't have to do that, but if you feel the need to, and if you feel that it comes to you naturally, don't hesitate to do that. Archetype number 9. The know-it-all. What do? They dismiss your expertise and they insist on their own ideas. They know what they want, which can be a pro sometimes, depending on the situation. How do you handle a know-it-all? Gently assert your expertise. Provide evidence or examples to support your recommendations. Second tip, listen to their ideas. Of course, as usual, they are your client after all, and find a way to incorporate them while maintaining your professional standards. Last tip that never fails with the know-it-all is using collaborative language to make them feel involved in the decision-making process. The ghost. To me, this was the strange type of client I came across, because I can't believe that a client who reaches out to you and pays you half of the commission fees ghosts you. So the ghost typically disappears for long periods and delays feedback. You send the work and you don't hear from them forever. I sometimes appreciate the minimal interference with the project, but it could be stressful. I've never understood. Some people are busy, some people have other priorities. Anyways, on how to deal with a ghost, here are my tips. Scheduling. Set expectation on communication early on with a schedule. That's something that I do by default, but if you feel that your client is a ghost, you can go ahead and take the initiative of setting up regular meetings so that they know what to expect. I would recommend also using multiple communication channels because you'd be surprised, but not everyone is email oriented nowadays. Yes, I'm not asking you to harass them because that's going to be rude and bad, but try different channels if you can, and if the ghosting goes really far. Last tip, follow up regularly and set deadlines for feedback. This way, again, they know what to expect to keep the project moving and on track. The next archetype of clients is the last minute. These are type of clients that you either have the capacity to handle or not, depending on how you can manage stress and urgent work. I kind of like those. They just come with tight deadlines because of an impromptu project or something like that. It could be short and efficient way of making money, tips on how to deal with the last minute client, you have to be clear about your availability and any rush fees for last minute projects. Because in many situations with last minute clients, you don't know about the workload. They come to you with, okay, we need you because we have only a week to deliver this, but they won't tell you everything. That's my experience again. You will be surprised when you are not sleeping in order to deliver what they asked for, but then they will ask for more. So just be clear about your availability. And also make sure that you mention any rush fees for more work or last minute projects. Continuous communication. You have to communicate all the time with them and let them know as early as possible if there are any challenges that will delay the project, because it will be bad to just wait or be unsure if it could be done or not. Share your concerns in, of course, a professional way, but share them. And last tip is prioritize tasks and manage your time effectively. There are things maybe you will give up to meet tight deadlines. Very important. The micromanager. Oh, the micromanager. Let me tell you. My favorite. The micromanager wants to be involved in every detail, which can be overwhelming and frustrating. To their credit, they're involved and very invested in the project, but it is exhausting. I think it also shows a little bit of lack of trust sometimes, but some people are micromanagers by nature. So the main tip here will be to set clear boundaries and establish regular meetings to keep them informed. They want to be reassured. Providing them with detailed progress reports that shows them that the project is on track wouldn't hurt. It will help, usually. Last but not least, try to politely remind them of the agreed on scope of work and timeline if they become too intrusive. The indecisive client. I'm not sure if the indecisive should have been before the micromanager. The indecisive client struggles to make a decision and they frequently change their mind. That's the most annoying for me. One advantage about them is that they're open to suggestions and value your input. Except that the problem here is that in those cases, and this is something that happened to me recently, you would find yourself working as a part-time. You have to be very firm about deadlines and scope of work, and also how many variations of any design or any proposal you would come up with, and that is included in your code. Because here's why. The indecisive will change their mind as many times as you allow that. If you don't put a limit, things are gonna be bad. Believe me. Here are my tips for the indecisive. Provide structured options and deadlines to help them make decisions more efficiently. Be patient. Offer guidance to help them feel more confident in their choices. You are the pro here. And the last tip that I will give is voice your concerns. If you start feeling like you're working more than you should, you must absolutely tell your client in a very professional way that, hey, we might be reaching our limit soon. Something that works very well is that you will say that anything beyond a given point or certain date will be billed separately and hourly. And this is my fee per hour. In this case, clients usually put themselves together and make a decision. The perfectionist. I love me a perfectionist. I'm married to one. They request numerous revisions and they're never fully satisfied. It's true they have high standards and they can push you sometimes to deliver your best work, but it doesn't always go this way. So here are my tips on how to deal with the perfectionist. Again, that's very important. Set clear revision limits in your contract and manage their expectations from the start. I shouldn't be saying that. I want to say be more minutious about details, but that should be for every client, not only the perfectionist. So I don't know, maybe give your best. Also, maybe communicate the impact of multiple or indefinite revisions on timeline and budget. That might help. The visionary. So the visionary is the client who may lack practical understanding of the project scope. For example, when clients are the owners of a company who you're making graphic graphic chart for, or you're making a visual for an event and the person is the one who is behind the event, they get too emotionally attached to the project and they want to have everything in the design you're going to make or the illustration you're going to provide. And this could be problematic sometimes. The good thing about the visionary is that they have big ideas and ambitious goals, and it's very refreshing also. So here is how to deal with a visionary for them to be satisfied and you not to be overwhelmed. Help them break their vision into achievable steps and manage their expectations realistically. Don't hesitate to encourage their creativity while providing practical solutions to bring their ideas to life. Also, something very important, celebrate their enthusiasm and use it to fuel your creativity. It's, as I said before, very refreshing to have visionaries. The second best archetype of client is the hands-off. So the hands-off client gives minimal input. Regular check-ins are necessary to make sure that you're on track. They trust you completely and give you creative freedom. This is my favorite type of client. They come to you, they hire you for your style, and they completely trust you. So the only thing you have to do is to check that you are not completely off track. At the beginning, after the creative brief, make sure that you share with them the first sketches and the first proposals and make sure that it's the right thing, and then go for it and enjoy. It's such a delight. Tips for the hands-off is, as I said, ensure you still check in regularly with them to confirm that you are still on the right track. Provide updates and seek feedback to ensure that their vision is met. Enjoy the creative freedom as much as you can. It is very rare. It's a luxury, but don't forget to stay aligned with the project goals. Our winner client archetype is the cheerleader. Those people do exist, and I've just had a couple ones this year. The cheerleader client is enthusiastic, supportive, and provides positive feedback. The only thing I have to say about those clients is give me their contact. No, I'm joking. Enjoy working with them and use their positive energy to fuel your creativity. It's very important. And actually, when you work with a panel of archetypes and you come across cheerleaders or hands-off, it really is a thing where you put your best working with them, because it's so nice to be trusted and to be given this creative freedom. It doesn't happen very often. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. Second tip is keep them engaged and informed to maintain their enthusiasm. We don't want to go from a high bar to a low bar. Just try to keep things going this way or up. And lastly, show appreciation for their support and encouragement. It is important. Okay, these were our 10 archetypes of clients. I hope you identified some of the clients you've already had in your creative career. A useful resource for today's subject, as usual, will be this fantastic book, The Graphic Artists Guild. The Graphic Artists Guild is a fantastic resource for creative professionals, especially for illustrators, graphic designers, and photographers. The Guild offers valuable, amazing guidance on best practices for managing clients' relationships, including setting expectations, handling feedback, and maintaining professionalism. If you can get hold on this, you won't regret it. It's a wonderful resource. I highly recommend it. And now let's meet our inspiring creative. Today, I want to share with you Tariq's profile. Tariq Rais is a fellow graphic designer and independent artist whose creative responses to his immediate environment are nothing short of mind-blowing. His work is a testament to his ability to transform everyday situations into extraordinary, very subtle art. You can explore more of his innovative art and get inspired by his monthly challenges and creative sprints on his Instagram account. For a deeper dive into his wonderful work, be sure to visit his website. Tariq's artistry is sure to leave you mesmerized and inspired. And that's a wrap on today's video. I hope you find these insights into client archetypes useful and helpful, and that you're now better prepared to handle any client that come your way. Remember, understanding your client and managing their personalities is key to having a successful career as a freelancer. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment with your thoughts, share your experiences with maybe client archetypes that I haven't mentioned, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more tips and tricks. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.